Hello. So we're starting in the suburbs where I live now, but since the song is about life in Glasgow tenements, I'm going to take you on a little tour of 4 of them in which I have lived at different stages in my life. So off we go. So some basics before we get there. The song's called Sandstone and Lime, a reference to the construction of the traditional Glasgow tenement. And the importance of the lime is that the right kind of lime mortar acts sacrificially for the rest of the stone in the building because it absorbs the water, which stops the sandstone from being damaged. So there's a metaphor in there for sure. But yeah, Sandstone and Lime, it's out on the 27th of March, next Monday, on Bandcamp only for now, other platforms to follow in a month or so. Okay, so this is Tenement Close number 1. I moved here when I was a second year student at the University of Glasgow. Point the camera up there, you'll see the turrets. So not very far away from the campus. And I think I was in this basement flat. I moved in with the drummer in the band that I used to roadie for, a guy called Alan, great drummer. Passable roommate, but I only lasted about 6 weeks. And all I remember in my first home from home was making a lot of bean feast soya mince dinner because it was the cheapest thing possible. That and the fact that upstairs there lived 3 lovely young women who were always willing to help us out with a cup of tea and a cup of coffee and a chat. So it wasn't so bad, but it was not something I could survive for more than a few weeks. None of those characters, I shall add, made it into the song. Okay, so we're in Heinlein now. This is flat number 2, student flat number 2. Top floor, up there. Well, let's forget the street numbers, we don't want to give too much personal information away. But I spent the whole of my 3rd year at university in that top floor flat. I had 4 bedrooms, there were 5 of us living in there. We had a great time. I cannot remember anything about any of the neighbours, which is probably a sign of what a good time I was having. And it was very smart of me to go home in the middle of my 4th year to get ready for my finals, because otherwise I think I'd have blown it. But yeah, beautiful flat and a happy time, and you'll recognise this door from the cover art for the single. That's Sandstone and Lime. So this is the 3rd of the tenement closes that I lived in. And this one's important because I got married from this bottom floor flat here. I also painted 4 coats of single coat white paint to get the chocolate brown ceiling out of that living room. Still feel the pain from doing that work. In terms of neighbours here, there were two that stuck in the mind. One was a lovely couple who used to come down and do this little garden in front of our window. And the other on the top floor was the guy that taught me political philosophy at university, who was quite eccentric. And although neither of them appear directly in the song, both of them have influenced some characters. I'll say no more than that. Okay, so this is flat and close number 4. The last tenement property that I lived in for I think 8 years this time with my wife. We were in the top flat, right up the top there. Beautiful tree in the garden here, over there. Sadly, but we had very happy memories here. 2 characters from this close that are in the song. The woman in the first line is loosely based on the neighbour that lived below us, who was clean and precise and liked to keep things nice. And the couple across, busy and lost, that's also inspired by some of our neighbours in this close. Again, I knew next to nothing about them, but that's how I imagined their lives at the time. So yeah, the memories from this place are maybe stronger than from the others because we were here that bit longer. So that's it, thanks for joining me on the journey. Singles out on Monday, the 27th of March on Bandcamp only, and I think you know, it's called Sandstone and Lime mortar, which you can't see here, but it's between the bricks, okay? Somewhere. Cheers.